Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Dave Bondy. We have some new interviews I would like to play for you. I interviewed Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. And by the way, subscribe to my YouTube channel right now so you can get all of these videos and you can know what I'm posting. So right down there, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and you can be alerted as soon as I post something brand new. And you never know when I am going to get something. I get new stuff all the time. I am an anchor reporter here in Michigan and bringing you all of the latest news, weather, and sports. Not as much weather because they're really not sure what's going on with the weather there. I'm going to play an interview right now when it comes to Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel talking about business owners who want to open up. There's more business owners who are opening up in Michigan despite the governor's order. I'm going to play what she said about this. Let me make sure I got this all set right here. Let me play this. I'm going to play this for you right now. What do you say to these people? And there's some owners maybe who are tempted to do it. What would you say to these people who are either opening or on the edge about just to say, hey, forget it, I'm going to open?
Yeah. So, I know that the governor has a plan in place, and she is really listening more than anything, of course, to the scientific experts out there in terms of what's safe or what's not safe. And the last thing we want to see is a second wave of this virus come back, right? I mean, I think that her executive orders were very impactful in that, the mission was to flatten the curve, and she did. Right? I mean, we've seen a significant flattening and a reduction in the new cases that have been generated, at least statewide, and certainly in terms of deaths.
Okay, so that right there was Attorney General Dana Nessel talking about how business owners should not reopen. Some people in the state of Michigan saying they have the constitutional right to do so. Others say they don't. I just wanted to play exactly what she said right there about that. And one more quick interview I want to play. This is an interesting soundbite right here, part of the interview about the power struggle. Let me pause this real quick. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel down below. Hit the subscribe button because I do exclusive interviews like this all the time. So, can President Trump come into Michigan and say, Governor Whitmer, I want you to lift the orders on everything, like he did the other day with the churches when he said he wanted all the churches to reopen? Attorney General Dana Nessel says no, he can't. He doesn't have the power to tell Michigan what to do when it comes to the law. Well, he threatened he would cut federal funding. So there's several ways to look at it. Attorney General Dana Nessel, she speaks out about what some are calling a power struggle between the two. I'm going to go ahead and play this right now. Maybe I need a good old legal lesson here, but can the President of the United States come out and say, for example, Governor Whitmer, your orders are null and void. I am telling everyone to open back up. Is that possible?
Yeah, I don't think it is, honestly. It is not legal for him to do that. And I think it's really unfortunate because we have to have a plan in place, right? And if the president would promulgate some national strategy that would apply to all the states, and not just for, our religious services, for everything, obviously that'd be so helpful for us when we could follow this national plan. But instead, we're just seeing these statements, various statements. Sometimes they come in the form of a tweet. Sometimes he'll kind of randomly say something at a press conference. But it's not actually a national strategy. And if he had one, I think we'd be really happy to listen to what he had to say and then to implement those procedures. But we're not. And I don't know that everyone should be able to worship him. That's not really a strategy. That's just a general statement. And we need something concrete and that's put into place so that we know that when we're following that strategy, that people are not going to get sick again. And I will say this, everybody should be able to worship, and to be able to follow their faith. But it's just so important, too, to be safe when you're doing it. And so we're not telling anybody not to practice their religion. That's the last thing we would ever want to say to people. We just want people to be safe. We don't want people to get sick, and we certainly don't want people to die.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was going down the road, and a lot of people are thinking, oh, they're confused. A lot of people are confused. So if the president comes up and says, I want you to do this, but the governor's powers, I mean, that's spelled out many, many years ago, correct? I mean, is it cut and dry? According to the Constitution?
Well, I mean, we just had Judge Stevens in a court of claims decision, assess that under the 1945 Emergency Powers of the Governor Act, that she does have the authority to issue these orders. And many of them seem very, very specific towards this kind of a global pandemic, and so we know that so far, and there's been many challenges that have been made, but her orders have stood, right? They have been upheld in courts of law. And again, this isn't fun for the governor to promulgate these orders, and not fun for me to have to enforce them. You think that on Memorial Day weekend, any of us want to see businesses shut down? If I had my way, I'd be on my way up north right now.